Before you drink your next glass of water, you need to hear this. Because for people with diabetes, water isn't just hydration, it's either helping your blood sugar or silently working against it. And most people have no idea which side they're on. If you drink water every single day, and I truly hope you do, you're already doing something right for your health. Water is the foundation of life. It supports your circulation, your kidneys, your digestion, and every metabolic process happening inside your body. But what if I told you that plain water, as important as it is, can become even more powerful for blood sugar control with just a few simple additions? Over the years working with people managing diabetes and prediabetes, I've noticed something very consistent. The patients who struggle the most are often looking for something dramatic: a new medication, a strict diet, a complicated protocol. Meanwhile, the patients who make small, repeatable changes to daily habits tend to see steadier progress. Not overnight miracles, but meaningful improvements that actually last. One of the simplest habits to upgrade is what you drink. I remember a patient named Susan. She was 67, diligent, and exhausted. She took her medication exactly as prescribed. She watched what she ate. She tried to walk every day, and yet her blood sugar numbers were unpredictable. Some mornings she'd wake up at 140, other mornings closer to 200. She felt tired, frustrated, and confused. That feeling of doing everything right and still not getting results can be incredibly discouraging. We didn't change her medication. We didn't put her on a restrictive diet. We didn't overhaul her entire lifestyle. We started with water. Instead of plain water in the morning, she began drinking lemon and cinnamon water. Before meals, she added diluted apple cider vinegar. That was it. Within weeks, her readings became more stable. Within a few months, her A1C improved. Not because water cured diabetes, but because small, consistent changes supported everything else she was already doing. That's what today is about. I'm going to walk you through 15 simple things every person managing blood sugar can consider adding to their water. These are not miracle cures, that they do not replace medication or medical care. What they do is support hydration, digestion, insulin sensitivity, and glucose control in ways that compound over time. Before we talk about what to add to your water, we need to understand why water itself matters so much for blood sugar in the first place. When your blood sugar is elevated, your kidneys work harder than usual. Their job is to filter excess glucose out of your bloodstream. To do that, they pull water from your body to flush glucose out through urine. That's why high blood sugar often comes with increased thirst and frequent urination. Your body is trying to protect itself by diluting and removing excess sugar. If you're not drinking enough water, that system becomes less efficient. Glucose stays more concentrated in the blood. Blood sugar remains elevated longer. Dehydration, even mild dehydration, can worsen glucose control. Studies consistently show that people who stay well hydrated tend to have better blood sugar regulation and a lower risk of developing insulin resistance over time. For people with diabetes, hydration is not optional, it's foundational. Now here's where things get interesting. When you add certain compounds to your water, compounds that slow glucose absorption, improve insulin sensitivity, or reduce inflammation, you're not just hydrating, you're turning water into a gentle daily support tool for blood sugar management. So let's begin with the first and most accessible addition: lemon. Lemon is one of the simplest and most researched additions you can make to your water. Lemons contain organic acids, flavonoids, and small amounts of soluble fiber compounds that influence how glucose is processed after meals. Here's what matters. Lemon compounds slow the rate at which carbohydrates are broken down and absorbed. That means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually instead of all at once. Slower entry equals smaller spikes. Smaller spikes are easier for your body to manage. Lemon also supports kidney function and provides antioxidants that protect against oxidative stress. This is especially important for people with diabetes because high blood sugar increases oxidative damage throughout the body. The simplest way to use lemon is to squeeze half a fresh lemon into a full glass of water. Drink it in the morning before eating. This gives your digestive system a gentle start and allows those compounds to begin working before food enters the picture. One important note: lemon juice is acidic. Always dilute it well. Never drink concentrated lemon juice straight. If you notice any discomfort, dilute further or drink it with food. The second addition is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has been studied extensively for blood sugar control, and the results are impressive considering how simple it is. The active compound in apple cider vinegar is acetic acid. Acetic acid works in several ways. First, it slows the breakdown of complex carbohydrates into glucose. Second, it improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells respond more efficiently to insulin. Third, it may reduce how much glucose your liver releases into the bloodstream. Studies have shown that consuming diluted apple cider vinegar before meals can significantly reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. Over time, consistent use has also been associated with modest improvements in fasting glucose and A1C. The correct way to use apple cider vinegar is crucial. Always dilute it. 1 to 2 tablespoons in a full glass of water, consumed 15 to 30 minutes before meals, works well for most people. Never drink it undiluted. Protect your teeth and throat by diluting properly and consider using a straw. If you're on blood sugar lowering medication, monitor your glucose closely when you first add apple cider vinegar. It can enhance the effects of medication, which is usually beneficial but should be observed carefully. The third addition is cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of the most studied spices for blood sugar support. It works through multiple mechanisms. It improves insulin sensitivity, slows carbohydrate digestion, and may reduce glucose production in the liver. But not all cinnamon is the same. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, is the preferred choice for daily use. It contains much lower levels of compounds that can stress the liver when consumed in large amounts over time. An easy way to use cinnamon is to place a cinnamon stick in water and let it infuse overnight. The water takes on a subtle sweetness without sugar. You can drink it throughout the day or warm it like tea. Small improvements from cinnamon may not feel dramatic, but over weeks and months, they add up. The fourth addition is chia seeds. Chia seeds may sound unusual in water, but nutritionally, they are incredibly powerful. When chia seeds soak in water, they form a gel rich in soluble fiber. This fiber creates a physical barrier in the digestive tract that slows glucose absorption. Slower absorption means fewer spikes. It also means better satiety and less hunger between meals. Chia seeds also contain omega-3 fatty acids which reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation worsens insulin resistance, so reducing it supports better glucose control. To prepare chia seed water, add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to a glass of water and let it sit for at least 10 minutes. Stir once or twice. Drink it mid-morning or before meals. Some people find the texture unfamiliar at first. If that's the case, blending it briefly can help. The fifth addition is ginger. Ginger supports blood sugar from a different angle. Rather than primarily slowing absorption, ginger reduces inflammation and improves insulin sensitivity at the cellular level. Chronic inflammation interferes with insulin signaling. Ginger compounds help calm that inflammatory background, allowing insulin to work more effectively. Fresh ginger infused in water is simple. Slice a thumb-sized piece of fresh ginger and steep it in water for 30 minutes or overnight. You can drink it warm or cold. These 5 additions form the foundation. In the next part, we'll continue with 10 more additions that support hydration, digestion, insulin sensitivity, and long-term A1C improvement, as well as how to combine them safely and realistically. Take a breath, stay with me, and let's continue. Now that we've covered the first 5 additions which form the foundation, let's continue. What you'll notice as we go through the next group is that each addition supports blood sugar in a slightly different way. Some slow glucose absorption, some improve insulin sensitivity, some reduce inflammation, and others support organs like the liver and kidneys that play a major role in glucose regulation. Together, they create a layered system of support. The 6th addition is magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most overlooked minerals when it comes to blood sugar control. Yet it's essential for hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, including those involved in insulin signaling. Low magnesium levels are extremely common in people with type 2 diabetes, partly because elevated blood sugar increases magnesium loss through urine. When magnesium is low, insulin becomes less effective. Glucose has a harder time entering cells, and blood sugar stays higher than it should. Adding magnesium directly to water isn't always practical in food form, but magnesium mineral drops or magnesium-rich mineral water can be an effective option. A few drops of liquid magnesium added to water once a day can help restore levels gradually. This is not about megadoses, it's about steady replenishment. Many people notice improved muscle relaxation, better sleep, and more stable blood sugar over time when magnesium status improves. The seventh addition is electrolytes, but with an important caveat. Electrolytes help regulate fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle function. For people with diabetes, electrolyte balance matters because frequent urination can deplete minerals like sodium and potassium. However, most commercial electrolyte powders are loaded with sugar. Instead, look for unsweetened electrolyte drops, or make your own simple version. A pinch of natural salt, such as sea salt, added to water can help maintain fluid balance without affecting blood sugar. Proper hydration with adequate electrolytes helps glucose circulate more efficiently and reduces stress on the kidneys. The eighth addition is mint. Mint might seem like a minor player, but it offers digestive support that indirectly improves blood sugar control. Good digestion leads to more predictable glucose absorption. When digestion is sluggish or irritated, blood sugar responses become erratic. Fresh mint infused in water supports digestion, reduces bloating, and may improve insulin sensitivity through its antioxidant compounds. Mint also makes water more enjoyable to drink, which encourages better hydration overall. Better hydration alone supports better glucose control. The ninth addition is turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of insulin resistance. By reducing inflammation, turmeric helps insulin work more effectively. Turmeric is not very water-soluble on its own, but adding a small pinch of turmeric powder along with a tiny pinch of black pepper can enhance absorption. This doesn't turn water into a miracle drink, but over time it supports metabolic health. If the taste is too strong, turmeric-infused water can be sipped slowly or combined with lemon to improve palatability. The 10th addition is green tea. Green tea is rich in catechins, antioxidants that improve insulin sensitivity and reduce glucose production in the liver. While green tea contains a small amount of caffeine, it generally has a gentler effect than coffee and does not spike blood sugar. You can prepare green tea and drink it warm or cold. Unsweetened green tea counts as hydration and can be part of your daily water intake. Many people find that replacing one sugary or artificially sweetened beverage with green tea leads to noticeable improvements in glucose stability. The 11th addition is fenugreek. Fenugreek seeds have a long history of use for blood sugar control. They are rich in soluble fiber and compounds that slow carbohydrate digestion and improve insulin sensitivity. To use fenugreek in water, soak 1 teaspoon of seeds overnight in a glass of water. In the morning, drink the water and, if tolerated, chew the seeds. This practice has been shown in studies to reduce fasting blood sugar and improve A1C when used consistently. Fenugreek has a slightly bitter taste. Some people love it, others need time to adjust. Start small. The 12th addition is aloe vera water. Aloe vera supports blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity and reducing inflammation. It also supports digestive and liver health. Aloe vera juice should be unsweetened and food grade. A small amount mixed into water once a day is sufficient. This is another example where consistency matters more than quantity. The 13th addition is cucumber. Cucumber-infused water is refreshing, hydrating, and supportive of blood sugar simply by improving hydration. Cucumbers are very low in carbohydrates and provide trace minerals that support metabolic balance. Better hydration improves kidney function and glucose clearance. Cucumber water also helps reduce cravings for sweet beverages, which is a major indirect benefit. The 14th addition is basil or holy basil. Holy basil, also known as tulsi, has been studied for its ability to reduce fasting blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. It also reduces stress hormones, which is important because stress raises blood sugar. Basil leaves infused in water create a subtle, pleasant flavor and gentle metabolic support. This is especially helpful for people whose blood sugar spikes under stress. The 15th and final addition is plain cinnamon combined with consistency. At this point, you might notice that none of these additions work in isolation as a cure. The power comes from repetition. Cinnamon water one day doesn't change much. Cinnamon water every day for months supports insulin sensitivity in a measurable way. Now let's talk about how to combine these additions realistically, because trying to use all 15 at once would be overwhelming and unnecessary. A simple approach works best. In the morning, lemon water or lemon with cinnamon is an excellent start. It gently prepares digestion and supports insulin sensitivity before food enters the system. Before meals, apple cider vinegar diluted in water can significantly reduce post-meal glucose spikes. This alone can make a noticeable difference in daily readings. Mid-morning or mid-afternoon, chia seed water or magnesium-enhanced water supports steady glucose absorption and reduces cravings. Throughout the day, rotate infused waters like mint, cucumber, ginger, or basil to keep hydration enjoyable and consistent. Green tea can replace one sugary or artificially sweetened drink per day. This rotation prevents burnout and ensures you're benefiting from multiple mechanisms of support. Now let's talk about expectations, because unrealistic expectations sabotage good habits. These additions do not cause dramatic overnight drops in blood sugar. Yeah, what they do is smooth the curve. Instead of sharp spikes and crashes, you get gentler rises and steadier energy. In the first 1 to 2 weeks, many people notice fewer cravings and more consistent energy. By the first month, fasting readings often become more predictable. Over 2 to 3 months, some people see meaningful improvements in A1C, especially when these habits are combined with medication, balanced meals, movement, and sleep. If you are taking blood sugar-lowering medication, especially insulin or sulfonylureas, monitor your readings more closely when adding apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, or magnesium. These additions can enhance insulin sensitivity, which is beneficial but should be observed. Now let's address a common concern. Isn't this too simple? Simple does not mean ineffective. Biology responds to repeated signals. Every time you slow glucose absorption, reduce inflammation, or improve hydration, you send your body a signal that supports balance. One signal doesn't change much. Thousands of signals over time change everything. In the final part, we'll bring everything together. We'll talk about how to build this into a routine that feels natural, how to avoid common mistakes, and how to start tomorrow without feeling overwhelmed. Stay with me. We're almost done. Now that you've seen all 15 additions and how they support blood sugar from different angles, the most important question becomes this: how do you actually turn this information into a habit you'll keep, instead of something that sounds good but fades after a few days? This is where many people get stuck. They try to do everything at once. Lemon water, cinnamon, vinegar, chia seeds, ginger, magnesium, electrolytes, green tea, all in 1 week. It quickly becomes overwhelming, and when life gets busy, the habit collapses. That's not a failure of willpower, that's a design problem. The key to success is simplicity and sequencing. Think of this as building a foundation, not stacking tricks. The first habit to lock in is hydration itself. Before worrying about what to add to water, make sure you're actually drinking enough water consistently. Most adults do best with steady intake throughout the day, not large amounts all at once. For people managing diabetes, steady hydration helps the kidneys flush excess glucose more efficiently and reduces unnecessary blood sugar concentration. Once plain water is consistent, then you layer. The easiest place to start is the morning. Morning habits are powerful because they set the tone for the entire day and require less decision-making. A simple morning water ritual can become automatic. For most people, lemon water or lemon with cinnamon is an ideal starting point. It's gentle, affordable, and easy to prepare. One glass in the morning before breakfast is enough. You don't need more than that. Consistency matters more than volume. After 1 to 2 weeks, when that habit feels natural, you can consider adding a second layer. For many people, that second layer is apple cider vinegar before meals. This is where a lot of people notice the most immediate difference, especially in post-meal blood sugar readings. One glass of diluted vinegar water before your largest meal of the day is a good starting point. You don't need to do it before every meal right away. Once those two habits are stable, you can add a third support, such as chia seed water mid-morning or magnesium drops in your water in the evening. These additions help smooth out blood sugar between meals and support overnight regulation. Everything else, ginger, mint, cucumber, basil, green tea, turmeric, fenugreek, can rotate in as variety. They're supportive, not mandatory. They keep water interesting and provide additional metabolic benefits without adding stress. This layered approach keeps the habit sustainable. Now let's talk about timing, because timing can amplify results. Morning additions like lemon, cinnamon, or ginger work best before food, when insulin sensitivity is naturally higher. Pre-meal additions like apple cider vinegar work best 15 to 30 minutes before eating, when they can slow carbohydrate breakdown. Midday fiber additions like chia seeds help prevent afternoon spikes and cravings. Evening hydration supports kidney function and overnight glucose balance. You don't need to be perfect with timing, even rough consistency helps. Another common question is how much improvement to expect, especially with A1C. A1C reflects your average blood sugar over about 3 months. That means daily habits need time to show up in that number. Most people will not see dramatic changes in the first few weeks. What they often notice first is improved energy, fewer crashes, less intense sugar cravings, and more predictable glucose readings. These are important signs that the body is responding. Over 6 to 12 weeks, those daily improvements accumulate. This is when A1C can begin to shift. Even a reduction of 0.3 to 0.5% is meaningful. It reduces long-term complication risk and often reflects improved insulin sensitivity and glucose handling. Now let's address safety, because it matters. These additions are generally safe for most people, but there are exceptions. If you have kidney disease, stomach ulcers, severe reflux, or are on multiple glucose-lowering medications, you should introduce changes gradually and monitor your response. Apple cider vinegar and cinnamon in particular can enhance the effects of medication. That's usually a good thing, but it means awareness is important. If you ever feel lightheaded, shaky, or unusually weak, check your blood sugar. Adjustments may be needed. This is not about pushing through discomfort, it's about supporting balance. Another important point is expectations around weight loss. Some people notice modest weight changes when they improve hydration and reduce blood sugar spikes. Others don't. These water additions are not weight loss drinks. Any weight changes that occur are secondary to improved metabolic stability, not the primary goal. Now let's talk about one of the biggest silent obstacles to blood sugar control: stress. Stress hormones raise blood sugar. Even perfect nutrition cannot fully counteract chronic stress. Many of the additions we discussed, such as magnesium, basil, ginger, and green tea, support stress regulation indirectly. But lifestyle stress still matters. This is why routines matter more than rules. A calm, predictable morning ritual with your water can reduce stress before the day even starts. That reduction in stress alone can improve glucose control. Another obstacle is inconsistency on weekends. Many people do well during the week and abandon habits on weekends. Blood sugar doesn't know what day it is. Try to keep at least one anchor habit, such as morning lemon water, consistent 7 days a week. That anchor stabilizes everything else. Now let's zoom out and bring this all together. You've learned that water is not just hydration, it's a delivery system. What you add to it can influence digestion, insulin sensitivity, inflammation, liver function, kidney function, and stress response. None of these additions cure diabetes. Together, they create an environment where your body can manage blood sugar more effectively. The 15 additions we covered include acids that slow glucose absorption, fibers that reduce spikes, minerals that support insulin signaling, herbs that reduce inflammation, and compounds that improve digestion. Each one nudges the system in the right direction. This is how long-term improvement happens. Not through extremes, through repeated small nudges. If you're feeling overwhelmed, pause. You don't need to remember all 15. You don't need to use all 15. You only need to start with one. Ask yourself this simple question. What is the easiest change I could make tomorrow morning? If the answer is lemon water, start there. If it's cinnamon water, start there. If it's replacing a sugary drink with unsweetened green tea, start there. Progress begins with action, not perfection. I want to leave you with this thought. Diabetes management is not about punishment. It's about partnership with your body. When you support hydration, digestion, and insulin sensitivity consistently, your body responds. It may respond slowly, but it responds. Every glass of water you improve is a signal. One signal doesn't matter much. Thousands of signals over months change the trajectory of your health. If this information was helpful, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. A friend, a parent, a partner. Small ideas can make a big difference when they're applied consistently. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications. I create these videos to help you understand the science behind simple daily habits so you can make informed decisions without fear or confusion. Take care of yourself, start small, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.